Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa has upped the ante for farmers and other stakeholders in Guyana's agriculture sector as he predicts that the sector will one day match the foreign exchange earnings of oil and gas. Speaking to farmers and residents of communities along the East Bank Berbice corridor in Region 6 over the weekend, the Agriculture Minister said that government is working on a blueprint that will see every aspect of agriculture development is fast-tracked once that blueprint is followed by all involved. He shared with the residents some of the transformative things that are being done to propel Guyana's agriculture sector to new heights.
We are embarking now on new crops, not only the traditional crops. We are embarking on things like corn, soya. Yesterday I had a meeting with a Brazilian company. They are interested to start 5,000 hectares of soya in the intermediate savanna. They already have a land from a Guyanese investor. We, the government, we have formed partnership with a consortium, a group of businessmen. We are putting in the infrastructure. Last year, we would have started the construction of 18.5 kilometers of road in the Takama Savannah. We have awarded a contract to build a silos for them to dry the soybeans and the corn. That will start this year. The businessmen have started last year 125 acres of soya. They will expand that to almost 2,000 acres this year. And in another 2 years from now, they want to increase that 2-3 years. By 2024, we must be self-sufficient in producing our own corn and soya. Every year we are importing close to about $30 million in corn alone, and another $30 million in soya for the poultry industry, for the feed industry. We will want to be self-sufficient and eventually be an exporter too of these produce. So we are continuing, and we are not only putting all our eggs in one basket and say that we're doing this traditional thing. Whilst we are consolidating on the traditional crops, we want to explore and diversify, go into other fields. And that's what we are doing as a government, and that is what we want, an agriculture sector that will be resilient.
Minister Mustafa also spoke of the President's initiative for young people to get involved in agriculture, a project that was launched by His Excellency President Dr. Irfan Ali a few weeks ago.
The President would have launched the high-value crop for young people. That will make a difference. Things like soya, broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. We have started that. We will be building firstly 25 shade houses for young people. We already have they will form themselves in a company, and that will be rolled out across the country too, in other regions of the country. So you are seeing that the government is putting a lot of energy in the agriculture sector. That is why we are, as I said, we recognize, and in Guyana alone, last year, 2021, we would have imported to this country $2.6 billion in those crops. Cauliflower, broccoli, carrots for the hotel industry. $2.6 billion. Imagine that, and that is what we call it high-value crops. And we will be doing that across the country. As I said yesterday, we have a steering committee. We have met at that steering committee, and from next week we'll start the first shade house, and we'll build 25 of those. As I said, we are working with about 60 young persons, and more people are coming on board. So what we are doing now, we are separating them in the various regions that they belong to, and we will continue to roll out this program. This will be a very, very good program for us.
The Agriculture Minister also shared the initiatives aimed at promoting the growth and sustainability of Guyana's fisheries sector, which has major export earning potential for Guyana.
Another important activity we are doing, we are now looking to develop our aquaculture industry. Many of you will know that when you want these brackish water shrimp, these black shrimp, you have to go on the quarantine and you get it there at the quarantine market, Rosal Market, Postman Market. Now, what we did last year, we did a survey, and we had a number of those brackish water shrimp farmers who used to operate their pond, but their pond used to operate at a limited capacity. So we sat down, we looked at the production level, and with the President and the Vice President, they tasked us with the responsibility of improving the production level increasing it from 250,000 tons to, sorry, 250,000 grams, kilograms, to 500 kilograms, 500,000. So we start work with them, and out of the 70 farms that we targeted last year, we have completed almost 63. And we have seen increased production already. We have almost reached the 500,000 kilograms without completing all. We have another 7 more to complete in the first phase, and then we have another 70 more to complete. So by the end of that exercise, I think we can increase shrimp production in this region tremendously. What we are looking at too on the east bank of Berbice here, we will do an experimental plot of 100 acres of shrimp farm to produce prawns, freshwater prawns. That will commence shortly. And we want to do that around the country. So if you as an individual have land and you need help to build your aquaculture pond, and so let us contact. We have the fisheries officer here. You all contact him, and we'll work along with you. We'll work along with you to develop, because this is a very lucrative industry. Not only shrimp, black shrimp, and prawns. We are looking at things like hassel, tilapia, and tambaqui, you know, the big Brazilian fish, right? So those things we are also encouraging people to do. We will be building a hatchery, and we'll also be building a feed mill in Berbice. We are now getting requests from other parts of the country where farmers want to go into that, because we are seeing, or we have seen over the last few months, the catches from the marine fishing industry are declining because of climate change and so. So we are hoping that as a government, we bring alternative to this industry. Also, another thing that we are doing, the president would have announced it when we had that launching of the high value crop, a new way of doing fishing. We are talking about marine cage. Marine cage is something that you bring, you put in the ocean, and at every tide, when the tide recedes, you have feed in it, you go and you retrieve the fish, right? That's caught in that cage. Now this here has potential. When we did the calculation, minimum you could make $8 million a year.
According to Minister Mustafa, it is all these measures combined that will ensure that, along with oil and gas as a pillar supporting the local economy, that agriculture will be another main pillar of the economy.
Agriculture must be an important pillar. Oil and gas must be an important pillar. So we have many pillars holding up this economy. So it can withstand shocks and it can crash. So while we are having oil and gas revenue, and we anticipate that oil and gas revenue will be large, we must challenge ourselves that let agriculture compete with oil and gas so that we can bring revenue to like oil and gas. And I know we can do that. We have the capacity to do that.
In this regard, the minister told residents of the East Bank Berbice corridor that with the thousands of acres of lands available for development, this area of the country will play a major role in Guyana's drive to realize the full wealth-generating potential of agriculture here.